Your brain is the most sophisticated machine in the known universe. It controls everything: your focus, your mood, your decisions, your energy. But most of us treat it like it runs on willpower alone. The truth? Your brain operates on specific biological mechanisms. And when you align your daily habits with those mechanisms, everything changes. Today, I'm breaking down 15 brain-optimized habits grounded in neuroscience. These aren't productivity hacks. They're strategic interventions based on how your brain actually works. Habit 1. Wake up on time. No snooze button. Every time you hit snooze, you're training your brain the wrong way. Your prefrontal cortex, the brain's executive control center, manages discipline, planning, and impulse control. When that alarm goes off and you want to stay in bed, your prefrontal cortex battles your limbic system. Resisting the snooze button activates your dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, strengthening neural pathways for self-control. Each morning you override that impulse. You're building cognitive discipline that carries into every decision that day. But here's the catch. Stress shuts down your prefrontal cortex. Building morning discipline creates resilience against this vulnerability. Habit 2. Get morning sunlight. Within 30 minutes of waking, get outside. Even 5 minutes matters. Light hits specialized cells in your retina, sending signals to the suprachiasmatic nucleus, your brain's master clock. This synchronizes your entire circadian rhythm. Morning sunlight triggers two critical responses. First, it produces a healthy cortisol spike called the cortisol awakening response. This mobilizes energy, increases alertness, and actually lowers stress levels for the rest of the day. Second, sunlight boosts serotonin production, regulating mood and focus while later converting to melatonin for quality sleep. The first hour after waking is when your body is most sensitive to light for circadian synchronization. Habit 3. Drink water first. Your brain is 75% water. After 6 to 8 hours without hydration, you're mildly dehydrated, and even 1 to 2% dehydration measurably impairs cognitive function. Research is clear: dehydration reduces attention, working memory, processing speed, and decision-making. Brain imaging shows dehydrated people require more neural activation to complete the same tasks. Their brains work harder for worse results. Dehydration also elevates cortisol, triggering stress responses. For a 70-kilogram person, just 1.4 liters of water loss significantly impacts performance. Start every day with water. Habit 4. 5 minutes without your phone. Smartphones hijack your brain's reward system through dopamine. When you see a notification or scroll through content, your ventral tegmental area releases dopamine into the nucleus accumbens, your reward circuit. Smartphones provide variable ratio reinforcement. You never know when you'll get a reward. This is what makes slot machines addictive. Research shows heavy smartphone users have reduced activity in the right prefrontal cortex, impairing attention and impulse control. Starting your day with phone use depletes dopamine early, hijacks attention on low-value tasks, and drains prefrontal cortex resources on trivial information. By avoiding your phone for 5 minutes after waking, you maintain healthy dopamine baselines and direct attention toward meaningful goals. Habit 5. Eat the same breakfast. Decision fatigue is real. Your prefrontal cortex consumes glucose rapidly during decision-making. Research shows that after sequential choices, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex exhibits 18 to 22% reduced blood flow. Adults make approximately 35,000 decisions daily. Each one draws from the same limited pool of mental energy. By eating the same breakfast daily, you eliminate one decision point when your willpower is needed elsewhere. The basal ganglia, your habit center, takes over, bypassing the energy-intensive prefrontal cortex. Studies show structured routines reduce mental effort by 27%. Save your cognitive resources for important decisions. Habit 6. Start with the embarrassingly easy version. The basal ganglia controls habit formation through a 3-part loop: cue, routine, reward. Starting with an extremely simple task version activates this system without triggering prefrontal cortex resistance. Embarrassingly easy works because it reduces activation energy. Your brain doesn't perceive threat. Your amygdala doesn't activate fear responses. Completing even a tiny version triggers dopamine release, reinforcing the behavior. The Basal ganglia begins encoding the pattern into procedural memory. The brain's habit system doesn't care about size. It cares about consistency. Habit 7. Keep a done list. Dopamine responds to progress recognition. When you write something on a done list, dopaminergic neurons fire and dopamine releases in the nucleus accumbens. Done lists beat to-do lists neurologically. To-do lists focus on incompletion, activating anxiety. Done lists provide immediate reward recognition, trigger dopamine with each entry, and build momentum through positive reinforcement. They provide concrete evidence that strengthens belief in future success. Habit 8. Track habits with 3 colors. Visual information processes 60,000 times faster than text. Approximately 30% of the cortex dedicates to visual processing. A 3-color tracking system, green for success, yellow for partial, red for miss, provides immediate feedback that creates powerful learning signals. Seeing a streak of green boxes triggers dopamine release and strengthens executive control. Visual habit streaks leverage loss aversion. Your brain works harder to avoid losing a streak than to start one. Long streaks become part of your identity. Make your progress visible. Habit 9. 10-minute walk after lunch. Your brain consumes 20% of your body's energy. After eating, glucose spikes and crashes, blood flow redistributes to digestion, and drowsiness increases. A 10-minute post-meal walk stabilizes glucose, increases cerebral blood flow, and activates brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF. Walking reduces post-meal blood glucose spikes by 10 to 30%, preventing energy crashes. Research shows post-lunch walking improves afternoon concentration by up to 15%, reduces mental fatigue, and enhances creative problem-solving. Habit 10. Read 10+ pages. Reading engages multiple brain regions simultaneously: visual cortex, language areas, prefrontal cortex, and hippocampus. Regular reading strengthens white matter connections through increased myelination and enhances gray matter density in language regions. 10+ pages, approximately 20 to 30 minutes, is enough time to enter flow state with sufficient content for pattern recognition. Reading for just 6 minutes can reduce stress by 68%. Regular readers show enhanced brain connectivity. Reading fiction improves empathy and social cognition. Lifetime readers have significantly reduced dementia risk. Habit 11. Send one thinking of you message. Social connection is as essential to brain health as nutrition and sleep. When you reach out genuinely, oxytocin, the bonding hormone, releases from your hypothalamus. Oxytocin directly counteracts stress by inhibiting the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis and reducing cortisol production. It decreases amygdala reactivity to threats and shifts your nervous system from stress to relaxation. Research shows social connection is as important as diet and exercise for longevity. Strong social relationships reduce all-cause mortality by 50%. Acts of kindness trigger oxytocin in both giver and receiver. Habit 12. Close all browser tabs. The Zeigarnik effect describes how the brain preferentially remembers uncompleted tasks. Each open tab represents an incomplete task, competing for mental resources. Open tabs tax your brain. The prefrontal cortex tries maintaining awareness of all items. Working memory becomes overloaded and attention fragments. When you close tabs, your brain rewards completion with dopamine, releases monitoring resources, and directs attention fully to present tasks. Research shows that after interruptions, it takes 23 minutes to return to full engagement. Close those tabs. Habit 13. Weekly review. Metacognition, thinking about your thinking, strengthens when you review weekly progress. Reviewing a week's data allows pattern recognition invisible in daily perspective. It enhances memory encoding and creates retrieval pathways. Regular reflection improves learning by 20 to 30%. Weekly planning improves goal achievement rates. Weekly is optimal because daily reviews lack pattern data, while monthly reviews overwhelm with information. Ask, what strategies worked? When did I struggle and why? What patterns emerged? What will I do differently? Habit 14. Decide tomorrow's one hard thing. Despite evening cognitive depletion, making one strategic decision at night preserves multiple morning decisions. Your prefrontal cortex peaks in the morning with highest glucose availability and maximum working memory, creating an implementation intention. When situation X arises, I will perform response Y. Pre-activates neural pathways. Research shows implementation intentions increase goal achievement by 2 to 3 times. Pre-decided tasks initiate 40% faster. One focused choice tonight eliminates morning deliberation and enables direct execution mode. Habit 15. 2-minute tidy before bed. Your visual cortex processes 80% of sensory information. Visual clutter creates measurable stress responses and cognitive impairment. Research shows cluttered homes correlate with ALEVA. Cortisol, chronic stress patterns. Clean bedroom environments promote better sleep and signal safety to the amygdala. 2 minutes is short enough to avoid resistance, yet long enough to make visible difference. Focus on visible surfaces, countertops, desk, bedside table. Studies show clutter reduces productivity by 15 to 20%. Visual order enhances problem solving and strengthens self-control. These 15 habits aren't arbitrary. Each targets specific brain mechanisms. Morning habits establish circadian rhythms and protect dopamine. Work habits leverage automaticity and glucose regulation. Evening habits create closure and prepare for restorative sleep. The power lies in the integrated system, a daily routine working with your brain's natural rhythms. Each habit strengthens specific neural circuits. Over time, these become automatic, creating compound returns on your cognitive investment. This is neuroplasticity. Your brain physically reshapes based on repeated patterns. Small, consistent, brain-aligned behaviors create profound changes in cognitive capacity, emotional regulation, and performance. Your brain is optimized by design. These habits provide the conditions for that optimization to flourish. Start with 1. Build from there. Your brain will thank you.